Warning. This program may contain foul language and awful arithmetic. It should not be viewed by anyone who is triggered by first start at 18 saw 90 with the opponent on the finish, or by anyone learning how to mentally calculate 11 plus 8 plus 26. City Elite Darts reminds you to please add and subtract responsibly. All right, week 7, about to go into week 8. After tonight, 2 matches left in the penultimate week here in the Quarantine Premier League, and it is a crazy bottleneck up at the top. Critical match, critical night tonight. You can tell because I'm wearing the aforementioned Laser Cat shirt as the moniker states. Let's take a look at how tight this is. Important to note here that tonight we do have opening up with number 4 here, the West Texas Marauder, Jerry Melendez, going up against number 9 there, Seth Wilkerson, the Silver Fox, and that's going to be followed, by a little bit on a separate stream by number 5, Mike Gilligan, going up against, I believe, number 6, Darren Ross. So, point being, tons of potential jostling here in that middle of the board. Again, as a reminder, the top 4 players in the season making it to the playoffs night at the end of the season. So, yes, Seth, you're still connected, as Seth asks if he's still good. Yes, Seth, just making sure you can hear me okay. So, here we look at the preview for these players. Whoops, not the preview for these players. I missed a switch there. There we go. So we have Jerry there with quite an advantage there, about 10 points both in the average and in those first 9 numbers, as well as with some of that power scoring there. As we see his record there, 3 wins, 2 draws. Seth, meanwhile, on the leaderboard with 1 point for 1 draw from his efforts so far through 7 weeks. The players have already corked. I believe Jerry won with a bullseye. If they're ready, it's game on. Shoot 'em well, guys. Shoot 'em well, guys. I realized I muted myself a while ago. Y'all are good to go.
30.
All right, already some audio issues from the booth early, but we'll get that sorted out. At least I've been on the stream so far here. That's good.
41.
All right, Big Man Bearded in the chat joining us. Welcome as always.
85.
Classic early darts, very, very high there from Seth, but balancing it out with a treble 20 for his efforts. Jerry, meanwhile, finding, I won't necessarily say a tighter grouping there on the board. Less high, but still not as close as we've seen him go. He might just be taking some time getting into range. Meanwhile, we might have lost Seth's audio there.
60.
Well, you hear those 3 darts hit, and you hear Jerry clearly call out the 60.
85.
Oh, there is Seth. Wonder perhaps just some Skype auto muting going awry a bit there. So Seth, with just 60 in his next visit, will set himself up with a checkout. Meanwhile, Jerry has a ton of work to do.
43.
Seth, 2 visits of 4 with an 85 to help get him into this very early lead against the darts. So,
59.
oh no! Seth with an early be math aware, waiting to almost hear a groan from him as he realizes he leaves 171. Oh, just needed another 20 there. Why, oh why
121.
must you forsake me so, Seth? Jerry, meanwhile, my head is in my hands there.
33.
As I'm going through that, I don't even see exactly what path Jerry took there to leave the 166. I don't know if that was some bad math or not. I do know those are good darts. I do know the good darts from the knot. Seth perhaps going for 18s there. I don't know. So I can't tell if that's 73 or 64 scored. Either 70. Oh, there's 85 left. Wow, so he'll leave himself with tops.
118.
Oh, so it is. Tops now for Jerry to steal this back away. Ooh, very tight, very tight. Seth now back for the double 10. Way outside on the first. Can he correct it? Not even close.
6.
And anyway, double 10 for Jerry here. No, you could tell by the angle that third dart was well inside. Seth double 7 here. I'm sure he's not going to split it. Finds all 3 way low. Jerry here trying to work it down. Now he's just going to have to set it up with 1 for the double 2 if he gets a chance. He's going to go right for it again. Much better first effort here, but that could be too good of a first as a blocker, and then just upstairs for the bust into that single 16. Not the best opening leg here. Hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Bust.
But even if it is, that is why I give at least an hour and 15 minutes for these matches until the next match is able to book.
Enter your score.
Yeah, nothing.
Inside there on the 7 wants 3 for double 2. It's a precarious one, and that's why easily bustable, especially when you're usually under some duress if you're throwing it the single 3. Meanwhile, Jerry finding an early bust of his own, and Seth, the bust treats him well as he snicks right into that double 7 there with his first dart on that what-if visit, 12th visit, 12th visit of the match.
45.
So the checking down or the checking out, not necessarily, well, the checking down for Seth, we will say, went pretty well, finding that ton 18 to set up 20 in his 7th visit. Found the 20 in the end. It just took him 5 visits to do it. And I'll tell you what, that is something I can certainly relate to.
57.
60.
$57.
Well, I'm not sure if Jerry has a dog, so I'm going to assume that that's Daisy on the right barking at something.
45.
And Jerry's starting to favor the bottom part of the board, perhaps getting frustrated with some of his throwing, just feeling off with it tonight
52.
on the treble 20s, which we've seen him at just absolutely pound before. Plenty of matches, plenty of legs, plenty of visits.
60.
We've seen him throw dart after dart within, just a centimeter or so of the treble 20.
80.
Well, meanwhile, Seth throwing a double 20 early, but it's a bit too far after the Grand Prix for me to continue to make those jokes, so I'll just let it lie. Oh, and I wish Seth would have gone downstairs on the third one there to leave the 1-3-2, which would have allowed him to come back for a single treble double opportunity, as he could go 25, 57, 50. As it is now with the 1-3-1, he will need two trebles to check it out, and that 82 does put this under a little bit of pressure. Seth trying to complete the break here as he opened with a somewhat untidy break a throw from Jerry, or of Jerry, I should say. Oh, it's on for Jerry. One more of those will leave double 18. I think that's a 1.
80.
Pressure very much on here for this ton. Now treble 19 for double thereof. Second time we've seen him do that. Now you got to think it's intentional.
Let's see.
He wanted 45 for the bullseye there, Seth. Not treble 19 for double. Folks, be math aware. Jerry not able to complete it.
68.
Seth for a hold that I would so strongly, resentfully begrudge him. Looking for double 10 here with that first start, finding itself just below that double 20 wire. Now back up top to double 5.
35.
And well low. Just underneath that double 4, double 2 now. Way inside Madhouse.
Bust.
Better bust than outside. I'm sure that's what Jerry is thinking. Not there though, Seth, who won a double or single one, excuse me. Oh, there's an early bust for Jerry. It just not coming together for these players on the finishing. Can he get the single one here, Seth? He can. Can he get the double 2 here, Seth? He cannot. Can he get the double 2 here? Oh, and he burns that one once again. Jerry again just shaving the wrong side of the wire on that double 4. And I think he'll be in the madhouse. He will. Seth again needs to get himself onto a double. He does it. He needs to get through the door now with the double. He doesn't.
3.
Madhouse to join the West Texas Marauder. Can he maraud his way into that double one? He can. Showing us all mercy there. Breaking right back. Back at even here. We do have a new feature in City League, a little preview cam, or excuse me, a rewind, a replay cam. Here's a live look at Seth. Not a live look, a replay look at Seth.
71.
Going for that 95. So there you see it, Seth Wilkerson, in slightly different lighting, but that was him just moments ago,
83.
shooting at treble 15s on 95.
$44.
$30.
This no longer seems to be like it's going to be about the scoring at all. Unless one of these players starts to get hot, but just the pacing of this doesn't seem like there's much consistency forming.
100.
Well, perfectly timed ton there from Jerry. To throw my words right back in my face. We'll need a bit more than that to get in checkout range here, but we'll not need much more than that to continue to extend this lead.
45.
That'll do it.
$45.
Trading 45s here.
$55.
I think I would have if I was going 19s there, that second dart. Oh, nope, wrong on the math again.
22.
Wasn't sure 40 more left. One 6-6.
28.
I also thought it was a single 5. 10 more on the points there than I thought there would be as well. As if my numbers haven't been bad enough these last 2 weeks.
17.
As I myself am trying to call out some of the math awareness. You know, some math awareness of my own. One more treble 20 would have left double 19 there. As it was, wanted the treble 19 for tops. Will be on 90 when he comes back. Might have 6 at it. Will have 6 at it.
41.
So no need to go 20s here. Whatever flavor he likes, Jerry. Going for those 18. 72 remaining.
Was that 25 left? What was that? 36
60.
and 25 is 50.
63. Score or 61.
Oh, I totally messed up here. 36, 61. I messed up.
Yeah, not quite sure what the... Oh, no, I'm just doing all sorts of fumbling here. And so not sure what the thinking was there on Jerry's side. Simon is really fat-fingering that thing bad.
61.
I guess Jerry thinking that 90 was 18-18 bullseye recovery, but again, he didn't need to. As it is, he's left the 16. He finds himself outside of it. Again, a reminder, folks, to be math aware. Jerry in that position, certainly welcome to go 18s at 90 there for a start. First start's inside, leaves you 72. If you want to be fancy about it with your putting on a finish, you can go double 18, double 18. I personally like treble 16 for double 12.
First start.
Well played.
Jerry gets through that double eight here in our first sub 30 dart leg. Whoops. Wow, just every wrong thing I can hit, I am hitting here. So starting to trend in a better direction with these leg counts. Let's take a look at these averages from these folks. Not good, Bob.
58.
So off the average for the season for both these players, by Seth a little bit, by Jerry a lot of it.
100.
But plenty of time to right the ship in this best of 12. These players needing 7 points, or 7 legs, excuse me, for a win. Or they can draw at 6 apiece.
$45.
23.
$60.
All right, so let's take a look at these standings, remind ourselves of the implications here. So, up next, we've got number 5,
85.
Mike Gilligan, Sweet Action. And he will be going up against, it is indeed the Beard Darren Ross there. So Darren,
85.
by the looks of it, I mean, would have to go 2 big wins, and at the cost of some other players in that 3-4 spot, 3-4-5 spot currently, including Gilligan next week,
7.
in order to reclaim that spot or to get in the playoff contention. But as it is, I'm really looking at that 4-5 area. So Jerry here with a decisive victory would do well not just to get those 2 points on the board, but also to extend that lead in the leg differentials, putting that much more pressure there
35.
on Sweet Action in that 5 spot to overcome that deficit. Jerry is certainly setting himself up so far to get those 2 points and to get those legs.
$30 or 25.
And an 86 that won't be under pressure. Now 86 is where you can go 18-18 bullseye. 85 here. One of the treble 15. It's 70. It's either treble 10 or treble 18. Ten it was.
26.
So a simple 20 tops 1-2 punch combo when Jerry returns.
Really? 5.
7 marks on the... Oh, no, just 5 marks on the 1. I don't know how I'm getting 7 marks
Second dart.
from a 1 there. Anyway, it is that 1-2 punch there from the West Texas Marauder. Double 20 marauding himself into that 4th leg win. Up 3-1 here against the Silver Fox.
$100.
So, important caveat to those standings is that Sweet Action, Mike Gilligan's match later this evening,
24.
is his final match of the season. So, those standings for him are through all but one of his matches, which he will be playing tonight, as week 9 is his bye week. So the most he'll be able to pick up is 2 points.
29. Come on, this is.
And 7 legs. So if you look at these standings again here,
$60.
so if Jerry wins here, there will be no way for Mike to catch him.
100.
But then if Mike wins, he would jump over the points of Jesse in that 3 spot, who would be knocked down to 4 if Jerry wins here and takes that 3 spot.
45.
And then Jesse and Jerry play next week in week 9. And so if Jerry takes the points away from Jesse, then that could be Mike's opening, even without playing a match next week, to sneak into the playoffs. So, still, regardless of what happens here tonight, a chance for Gilligan in this next match, which is coming up at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern.
60.
Those are United States times. 6:30 Mountain. 5:30 Pacific. I'll tell you what, if you need another time zone, you tell me in the chat. I'll let you know what time zone or what time it is in that zone. As much as I hate time zones, which is a whole lot, I will get you that time zone. Or, hey, you know what? Even easier, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right here, watch.cityleaguedarts.com. That will take you to the YouTube. Jerry trying to get himself taken to that double 20, now taking himself to the double 10. And I think he might wish he could take himself back to the beginning of that turn and try that all again. Yikes on that first one. Getting under the ton there from Seth, and this 10 is by no means a gimme.
First start.
Anyway,
Real quick.
who said that wasn't a gimme? Easily getting through there, Jerry, as he hoists himself up over that 50 mark. And a decent first 9. And not bad power scoring either, averaging over a low ton visit per leg
30.
here through 5.
$21.
A little pancake smack sends a dart to the floor there from Seth. 21 with 2. Not to be confused with the
60.
21 with 2 when 1 is just off the board. Working it down there, finding a good line for the
55.
most part there. But an opportunity here for Jerry to take the darts away from Seth here in leg 6.
45.
$43.
43.
Well, it's going to have to be three big trebles. One down, two to go. Not gonna.
70.
Not bad, though. Reclaiming his throw here, Seth. Putting a bit more pressure on Jerry, who...
123.
Ooh, responds very well. I wasn't sure if he was going to say 66.
60.
The lighting there, just on that right side of the 20, left side of the 1, and that treble wire can be deceptive sometimes. Very hard to tell,
100.
at least from the size and distance that I am looking at. Oh no, finds himself a bogey there, Seth, with that third dart into the 5. Certainly don't fault him for going 20s there.
Nope. 36 score.
So Jerry will have a chance at the 6-4. The best Seth can hope to do is set it up and put some pressure on.
58.
58's probably not going to quite do it. I think it's 16 for tops here with that first dart finding the 8. It is, and it's double 20. And it isn't. Yikes.
25.
You can hear the groan from Jerry, knowing he just pushed that thing out to the right. So very doable 104 here from Seth. I wanted treble 18 for double 16. Instead found himself a single 4.
42.
Three leaves double 18. It's a pretty drastic switch in your targeting. Jerry taking his time,
Third dart.
and it pays off, doing well to compose himself between that 3 and the first dart at the 18. Getting through the door there. And preparing to tie this one up. One more leg, guaranteeing himself 1 point for his efforts here. And would put him 1 away from the outright win. Meanwhile, Seth just trying to play for some pride, trying to put on a performance here. We've seen him do plenty big things. We've seen him do some
22.
big checkout chances. Seen him take out some good checkouts. And this is certainly not over yet.
45.
Lord. 66. Nope.
I think that is a 66, a 19 and a 7, and a double 20.
Yeah, I'm still doing scoring over here. I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
75. That's probably.
I was a 16, not a 7.
43.
35 and 40. 35 down low, 40 up tops. Literally. Wouldn't mind a move to 19s there to shave off the 5 as it was,
80.
or to shave off the 9 as it was he did it with the 5.
That's right.
But 14 more there would leave himself on 310, Seth, which means a 140 would put himself in the checkout range to 170. And, you know, maybe at this level, maybe at the City League, the Quarantine League level of darts, some of those things don't matter. but it matters to know
22.
it because it matters knowing the math at the lower numbers. And if you want to get good, you got to work your way up to the higher numbers to afford those chances for yourself.
60.
Uh, 35.
Oh, 41.
$30.
Well, just a slow leg here.
95.
Good visit there to get to a ton. And Seth will have his work cut out for him.
59.
So 6 out of 100 here. I suspect he's going for the... he has the time.
48, 56, 76.
All right, well, good setup there.
83.
For Jerry, looking for double 12 here.
First start.
Wow. Well, much better back half here than first half, for sure. Opening started real rough with players just completely bouncing around the doubles, busting, failing to get to the double, missing the big numbers.
46.
But then Jerry took one more leg to get into the groove, and since then we have been on a much nicer streak
55.
of scoring and of equal importance of doubling.
$30.
So Jerry dropping a little bit in the first 9, I believe, from when we last checked this out, but increasing in the overall averaging.
78.
Meanwhile, Seth staying steady at that mid-40s, which is right on par with his season average here.
31.
$60.
Six is 25 and 7, 32.
$78.
$58.
Oh, no, I think it's a treble 1 there. Wow, oh, what a recovery there for Jerry, who just wanted 60, just 3 big 20s to get in a checkout range for a 170. Found the second one in that treble 1, but righted the ship with a beautiful recovery, treble 19,
25.
to set himself up for the 150. Lori Malik in the chat saying go Silver Fox. Big Seth fan there. Go Seth.
Ah, 34.54.
And not going to be able to get into checkout range
41.
this visit. Ooh, I thought that third one might have been a treble 20. I thought wrong. Just a hair above. Oh, single 16 to set himself up for
56
tops
forward.
on his next visit. For the match, Seth will have to put in a couple of trebles here to apply some pressure. There's one. Ooh, that was almost two. That third one looked like it was on its way. Just deflected by the second. The double 20 here. Clinical as he's been doing here. Getting right through the door.
Too disappointed.
With that first start, the West Texas Marauder. Well, as we see, yeah, like I said, started off slow. Got a whole lot better there. Surprisingly, nothing in 7 visits, but plenty in 8. And that will be enough to earn Jerry 2 more points on the board. So, like I said, the big implications here as we get into the final week. Like I said, one more match tonight to wrap up week 8. That's going to be between now number 5, Mike Gilligan, and number 6, Darren Ross, coming up in about 33 minutes time or so. And yeah, so Jerry will have a match next week. It looks like Jerry, I believe, is secure for the playoffs. I believe Toaster is secure for the playoffs. I believe Slinger there in the one spot is secure for the playoffs. Certainly no question about him. I also believe no question about Toaster. And now it's really just a matter between 4 and 5 here, I think. Jesse and Gilligan, with potentially Darren having a chance to play spoiler there. So we'll be back here again at the City League YouTube channel in about 30 minutes time, and hope to catch you all then. Cheers.